June the 8th, 2025. As promised, I wanted to go over the last couple of loads that I had done in December of 24. They were my money makers. The first load, my mentor had called me. This was in early December. My mentor calls me. He says, "How desperate are you?" And I knew what he meant. So I needed money. I needed to work. I had already put in my application with another company. I was going to switch companies because I needed more work and I needed a job that wasn't RV transport dependent. But yeah, money was tight. It was already 3 months behind on my truck payment. And so I said, "I'm pretty desperate." I said, "What you got?" He goes, "I got a load going to Washington." And I'm like, Washington? And we're talking December. We're talking winter. Like, I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." He says, "All right." So I was dispatched on the load, and I'm going to include a picture of that load. And then the next video that you see after that will be when I'm already in Washington. I didn't film any of the trip going out, but I did want you to see the load I got going to Washington. Oh, and another thing worth mentioning is that 3 days before delivery, 2-3 days before delivery, the West Coast traffic manager calls me and says, "I've got a load that picks up in Washington and it's going all the way to Quebec. Do you want it?" Yes, I want it. That's what I was thinking, right? I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't even know where Quebec was. I mean, I know where Quebec is, but I didn't look it up on the map. And I was just happy to, get another load because my mentor had been in contact with the West Coast traffic manager and was telling her, "Hey, we need to get back to the East Coast." Kind of, the whole round trip thing. Alrighty, so that load was delivered. And then it was a matter of heading up to pick up my last load of the year. I got the call and that fell in my lap, and I didn't know what I was agreeing to. The sticker shock came later. Alright, I had to make a judgment call. I'm trying to get over Snoqualmie Pass, and the weather report says that Snoqualmie Pass is closed to all vehicles. I'm sorry. All vehicles must chain up unless you are all-wheel drive. And I call my mentor and I'm like, "I'm four-wheel drive, does that count?" But I made a judgment call on account of the fact that the weather is so bad, and the reports, the roads are getting a cumulative snow and it's almost dark. And I thought, you know what, I need to do a reset. Let me just pull over. So we're gonna chill here the next couple of nights and wait out the storm. I need to do a reset anyway, and this place is cheaper than the place I found in Seattle, so I actually saved myself $123 by stopping 2 hours early. Right outside our room door, the girls have unmolested dirt. And by unmolested, I mean there's no snow on it. And it was a good call to sit there and wait for a couple of days. By the time my reset was done and I was ready to roll out again, the road was fine. Not a hint of snow anywhere. And we were able to head on up to the pickup without incident. And good call. I'm glad I did it. Now this next video that you're getting ready to see, once I got the boat picked up, I had to go find air because the air pressure was real low in the tires. And I found a Lowe's that has free air. And now, mind you, it needed a lot more air than their little compressor could give me. And I think I was able to get 60 pounds of pressure in the tires, but I knew that would be enough to get me to a truck stop. But yeah, check out the video. It's cool. Ish. And now I just want to show you a slideshow of some of the rooms that we stayed in on our way back across the East Coast. Enjoy. We are getting ready to pull out of the inn where we're staying. And I have an issue. This Penske truck parked where he shouldn't. And I have to go around the corner that way to get out. So what I may have to do is pull up and then back the boat up behind him to scoot it over to the right side in order to make that curve up there. I'll keep you informed. We did make it. It was a 2-point turn. I had to reposition the truck. I had to reposition the truck twice, but we did get it out of there. What do you think, Squirt? Is Mama awesome? Say yes, Mama. You awesome. Well, delivery done. It was great. I thanked the customer for meeting me on I think it was on a Saturday, so that I could get the load delivered. Really nice guy. He has a French name, and he says, you can just call me Bob or something like that, because whatever his name was in French, I didn't know how to pronounce it, and he knew I didn't know how to pronounce it. So we got that done. What I want to say next, you won't hear me say very often. I don't talk money. I don't talk about pay per mile. I never have. I don't like talking about money because people get really judgmental, and I hear things like, "Oh, I wouldn't touch that for less than $3 a mile," or whatever pay. And so to avoid stirring up stink, I just don't talk money. But I will tell you about this one, because I'm still, even almost 6 months later, still basking in the glow of that load. After I had the load, I was on the phone with my mentor, and he says, if you don't mind my asking, how much does it pay? I said, you know what? I don't know. I haven't even looked at the paperwork. I didn't. So I pull up my trip agreement and I go, this can't be right. This has got to be a typo. And I had seen the payout figure of around $9,000, and I went, that can't be right. We calculated the mileage of the load and the payout of the load, and it came to $307 a mile. I cried. I was like overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my goodness. And that was the load that I needed to get myself out of financial debt. And I am forever grateful for that. I even told my mentor, and I told the traffic manager that dispatched me, I said that load paid so good I would deadhead from Indiana back to Washington for that load. It paid that good. It was a blessing. That's all I can say. I want to super thank you for letting me share that trip with you. It was a joy, it was a blessing, and I'm glad I got to share it with you guys. And that's it for this episode. So thank you for coming along on that journey with me. And let me share that with you. We'll catch you on the next episode. I think on the next episode, I've got a few trips that I was kind of documenting some stays of some questionable slash shady motels I'd been staying in. And, because the whole getting a room thing, I was still adjusting to it apparently, and I'm like, oh, I need to film this. But I got a few goofy things I want to share with you guys. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching and coming along on the journey with me. And just remember, guys, it's all about the perspective.